Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Factorio sending supporters to space. And we are here in the middle of the factory. I have very exciting news. I streamed earlier today, and throughout the stream we conquered several problems, but on top of that we finally finished our atomic bomb research. I started it and completed it throughout the stream, and that allows us to now make our bombs, our nukes. So we're going to set that up. I have a level 3 assembler. I'm going to kernel will it and just speed the hell out of it because they take 50 seconds to make. I have explosives being made, and we have blue circuits being built up, although they're probably all being stolen for modules. We have like no iron. That is something we need to do. So part of what we're going to do is we're going to test out our nukes, and we're going to go nuke the hell out of everything over here because we're going to need this outpost. I'm probably not going to set it up on episode, but we are going to go clear it because we haven't messed with nukes yet in this series, and it's going to be a whole ton of fun. So what we need to do is just set up a requester here for some of this stuff. We'll just request like 100, and then also for some blue circuits we'll request like 60 because they take 20, and then for some explosives, which I think it takes 10, so we'll just do like 40, 50. I'm just kind of doing arbitrary numbers here. So gonna export that, stick them into here, and he can just make them. We want to build up a few. I want to do like 50, but it's gonna eat our blue circuits like crazy. I'm not gonna be able to do any research for a while. Now I'd like to protect this a bit because we've had a few attacks over on this end of the base, and let me tell you, if anything kills this, I'm going to be, that's a huge loss. That's going to be pretty devastating. So these are not being delivered because the things are in another network. Well, yeah, so iron is an issue. Like, it's kind of annoying because the iron outpost isn't dry by any means. I mean, it has like 4.5 million, but the train seems to have really slowed down, so I guess some miners maybe have dried up, and already we're being killed somewhere. That's down there. So, I guess I'm gonna have to go mess with that. That's frustrating, man. These biters, I am ready to just nuke the living hell out of them. I'm going to just wipe their species completely off this planet, I swear. These biters, man, I could just turn them off, but that's not as fun as just nuking them to hell and back. Oh, great. We've lost a road port. We've lost a miner. Like, I keep putting up defenses, and they just kill the defenses and then go through. They're just gonna get themselves nuked, really. And it's just one little jerk, is what it is. So what we're gonna do is, I feel like at this stage, the uranium ammo might actually be more effective than the lasers. This patch is already drying up quite heavily. And this was our patch for our modules, keep in mind. So we need to find another copper patch as well. Maybe we'll get lucky and find one out by that iron. Something worth mentioning, though, is on the stream, I set up another oil outpost, which the oil was actually already revealed. If you recall in a previous episode, I said we didn't have any revealed. It was hidden under a biter base and a uranium patch. And I'll pull up the map here in a second and show you. Let me just pull up. Oh, you little punk. Oh, geez, that's annoying. Okay, well. There. Okay. These are all full, though, actually, so why are you not? Should be loading way faster than this. I'm actually not sure. I think I actually probably need more bots is what I need. But anyway, the oil outpost is way out here. We cleared some area. This really needs some nukes taken to it. So the oil was hidden under a biter base here. It's actually pretty good. Pretty high yield. I did put some speed modules in it because I really needed oil. The oil is now fixed. And now it's an iron problem. Pretty much the story of Factorio. And we also need to... We have quite a few modules built up here. We need to actually put them in stuff over here. I've kind of been holding off for no good reason, really. So we do need to go put the modules in more machines over there. But first, I need to get some uranium and turn those nukes on and then we could go do the modules perhaps. I'm just gonna stick this here because seriously, like, based on these attacks, knowing my luck, this would just get attacked while I'm away. Just that specific thing. So we're gonna grab some ammo. I really, really like the fact that they did actually go a route of letting us use the uranium for weaponry. I was really hoping they would, and there was never really any confirmation that they would until they released 0.15. And it just makes me so happy because it's cool, it's different a bit, and it's really good. Like, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily overpowered because, I mean, it's expensive to make, you know, I mean, it is fairly expensive to make, but once you can make it, especially these nukes, like, I mean, the tank does pretty good, and it pretty much vaporizes anything except behemoths, which, by the way, we are starting to spawn now. But, like, bases these size, the tank is not really cutting it on its own. It loses durability really fast, and, I mean, the nukes obviously don't give any durability, but what they do is that I can just nuke, like, an entire base in just one click and, you know, take no damage. So, as long as I don't nuke myself in the process, that's always a possibility. So, this guy is going to chug along, give us some nukes. We're, like I said, we're really low on these guys because we have, like, no iron. So he's going to chug along doing that for a few minutes. Let's go see what we can do in terms of adding modules to some more steps of our module production. And then we're going to head off to that iron patch, clear around it, explore a little bit around it. And I feel like, you know, hopefully this isn't too much of a mundane episode. I guess for some people it will be. I can never make everybody happy. That's what I'm realizing more and more lately. Is I'll just never make everybody happy. So I guess I just have to, you know, try to compromise to make most people happy, I guess, if that. But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of a variety episode is what I'm getting at. You know, we get to do this. We're going to go test out the nukes. So we have 200, actually. We have quite a lot. And this is waiting on plastic, which I think we just need to increase our plastic production. That was the other thing. So I'm just going to grab some modules, and we're going to try to see what we can do in terms of speeding this up. So I want to add productivities to the reds. However, I need to keep them about the same speed because if I slow them down, then I pretty much need to add more machines, which is not ideal. I mean, I suppose maybe not, because the productivity would, I mean, it would of course slow it down, but it would like also give us more. So we're going to do some quick calculations here. It shouldn't take very long at all. So all we need to do is just see the speed, and it's the same calculation we did in a previous episode. So we take the amount we get per craft, which is 1, we divide it by the craft time, which is 6, multiply it by 1.875, and then multiply that by 60 for a per minute rate. So each machine gives us 18.75, and we have, grab a blueprint here, we have 56 machines. So we take 18.75 and multiply that by 56. It's 1,050, and I believe that's a little more than we needed. So just out of curiosity though, if we put in a productivity, that would bring the speed down to 1.6875. 6875, but then we also multiply by the productivity amount, right, which is, let's just, for this example, say 1.1, and multiply that by 60, so it's very slightly less. I think what I might do is kind of the same thing I did with these guys, because if we take the speed of this machine, right, which is 1.3125. It's kind of an interesting number. Okay, 1.3125, and then we multiply that by 1.3. Multiply that by 60 times 56. That's cutting it close, but this productivity in here would really, really help. So what we're going to do, we're going to put those in there, and yeah, that's going to bring the speed down a bit, unfortunately, but it's quite a lot of productivity. And I do have one mod installed I never mentioned. I installed a mod quickly, and this was for switching out the furnace modules, but I'm keeping it for now because it is quite handy. it's similar to module inserter, but what it does is it copies modules over to something that I copy paste to. So if I shift right click this as if I were copying the recipe and then shift left click this, it sticks all the modules in if I have them. Now you do have to be careful with this because it is obviously the same thing as copy pasting the recipe. So if I like try to, I've done it before, if I go from like here to put the modules in, it obviously makes that a red circuit assembler as well, which, you know, is not really what I want at all. So I do need to be careful and make sure I actually click the right things here. Looks like we're almost out of productivity modules. This is going to bump our power consumption up quite a bit, but I do almost have our power system moved. I did that on stream as well. Yeah, so let's stick... Now, I don't know if this is going to change anything. I guess we'll see if it works or not. The power system is almost ready. I've gone up to 4 reactors in a square, which is pretty much equivalent to 12 reactors. It's barely not in radar range. It's over here. So it's a lot more power, right? Like I said, it's equivalent to 12 reactors. What we had was equivalent to 4 reactors, so I've essentially tripled our power. All I'm waiting for is the turbines and such. So I'm just going to grab even more of these guys. I mean, we might as well use them, right? It's not like they disappear. So let's just copy to here. And hopefully this should help with the resources. It actually should help quite a lot. I mean, we now have productivity in pretty much every step here. Oh, look, and the robots are actually taking over. That's awesome. So yeah, we now have productivity in pretty much every step except the smelting, which, you know, we're not quite able to do that yet. And it looks like we're still waiting on plastic, which again, like I said, we need to increase production. Now these guys, I'd like more productivity in. We would need to increase our machine count though, which I could do. Perhaps we should do that now. I have 5 machines. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the speed in here, just, you know, just so it... Nope, that's not what we want. Not at all. See, that's what happens. Anyway, that way it has a little bit of speed boost, but I think we do need to increase this. So what I'm gonna do is, we do have that, but I'm gonna clear it because it does not have, not have the modules. Let's just grab one set of this and we'll just expand it out by that much. And all the requests and stuff should stay the same. It is still in the network. Let me do it this way as well. Man, blueprints are so nice. I have no pipe? Seriously? Okay, so those have the speed modules. I'm missing those modules though. And then how much are these missing? I have just enough almost down here. That should also help. You know, we've added an extra 10% productivity, which may not seem like much, but it really does add up. I mean, we've already gotten like almost 400 modules total out of this, and, you know, we still have almost 300k materials there, which, I mean, it's not much, but it's certainly not bad. So we're waiting on the plastic, which I'm assuming is just a slow plastic issue. Let's go grab our nukes and then head down and test them out. We should have, hoping at least like 10 or so. Here's the plastic train. So all that productivity, actually before we leave, I do want to watch this for a second. I know this isn't building, but I personally think it's interesting to see what these changes did, because they definitely will have affected something, and I'm not sure if they affected it. I mean, they brought our red circuit production down a bit. I think I had a little bit of overkill anyway. But the real interesting thing will be, you know, how does that affect it? It should lower our overall iron and copper consumption by a fair bit in terms of, you know, between adding the extra 10% in these machines as well as adding 30% in every single one of these machines that they didn't have before. And then this guy, actually, that's a good question. Is this supplying enough cable? Because, oh yeah, easily. In fact, a little too much, but that's okay. Let's see. These are all running. They're gonna. It helps a lot with the plastic too. That's something we need to take into account. as well, is that it really does help with the plastic consumption as well. Now these guys may not all run, it looks like, due to a lack of red circuits. And that's a little bit broken. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, it slowed things down maybe a little too much. I may need... Fortunately, there's not really room to add any other red circuit machines. So this, I mean, this will chug along a bit. The time right now isn't super important. What I'm worried about is the resources, and that will save a ton of resources overall. You know, I would have done it earlier. I didn't have modules. As you can see, I pretty much used all my productivity modules as it was. So let's grab the nukes. Let's head down. My tank is somewhere. Did I, like, leave it? Probably left it somewhere. Nope, there it is. Do have a little bit of rocket fuel. Nuclear fuel, that'd be cool, huh? This guy is still going. This guy, no way in hell is he... Oh, he just chewed through all that uranium. Oh, 26 nukes. Hell yeah, man. All right, let's go. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Finally, we will take our revenge on these stupid little bugs. Let me make sure I got a rocket launcher. Oh, yeah. Let me stick some ammo on this guy just in case. You know, I don't want to be nuking everything. Now, the question is, can I nuke from the tank? And the answer looks like no. So I'm going to have to get out, which means I'm going to have to run for my life. And people were saying, why don't I take the exoskeletons out of my suit and put in more laser defenses? Well, first off, it's so that when I inevitably destroy my tank, which I actually did on stream accidentally, I can run for my life and not die. But then also, it's so I can run for my life and not blow myself up, because the range of the nuke is such that where if you launch it at its max range and you don't move, its explosion radius will kill you. So you have to run after you do it. And I'd rather have that little bit of extra speed just to make sure, you know, I get my butt out of the fire as it's exploding everything. And then also just because since I will be on foot, I may aggro some guys accidentally, and I'd like to be able to run away without them eating me alive. So, gonna head down here. Now, I mean, of course, we do have this iron patch here that's, you know, completely doable, but running a line, like, from this all the way to our main base while it's also doing this would be kind of weird. I mean, maybe it could support another train. The thing is, though, is it's a pretty rich patch, but it's not like a super big patch. So if I ran another train here for my main base, I would be pulling from it so much that I don't think it could support everything, honestly. So we're just going to ride down here, and I'm gonna have to hop out. No shit. Okay, well, we'll just kill... It's alright, language. We'll just kill these guys like this. They're not really fun enough to nuke anyways. So we do have behemoths at this point. The spitters pretty much still melt to the uranium ammo. And even the behemoth biters melt pretty quick. It's just that... Let's save, because I just have this feeling. I have this feeling I'm going to accidentally kill myself. Yeah. Even the behemoth biters melt pretty quick. Okay, so if you haven't seen the nuke, you get to see it now. See, this is the problem, though, is I'm going to aggro these little dudes. Run! Yes! Look at what that clears. Check that out. Oh, man. Run. And then my laser defenses, just kill them off. I was about to shoot. That would have been suicide, is what that would have been. See how much, like, this is just so much better. Just obliterates everything. See, if I can outrun these dudes, I should be in good shape. Oh man, double nuke. Hell yeah. Look how fast it clears those bases. I'm gonna need a whole chest of these, please. And this is why I have my exoskeletons, because I can just kite these guys forever while I nuke the hell out of their base. Of course, that one, I really don't want to use a nuke on that. I'm gonna have to come over there and clean that up with a tank. Actually, if I outrun these guys enough, Can you shoot the base, maybe? Oh. There we go. Thank you, laser defense. Well done. Let me stick a few more of these in my pouch here. It's a good way of clearing trees, too, by the way. All gone. I love this. I could literally just do this for like 2 hours. Oh shoot, on end. That was a little close. See you later, suckers. Get wrecked. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I need to actually really pay attention to what I'm doing here. I would prefer not to nuke myself. These laser defenses are good. I did add another one while I was streaming. I now have a third one. I took out something. Oh, I took out a shield is what I did. See if I can hit this guy 2 at once. I'm gonna have to increase our Covrex process setup so that I can just create more and more of this. These things just one-hit everything. Except the behemoth biters, sometimes they don't one-hit them. I think it does damage like higher from the center out, I believe. So if it catches a behemoth biter like on the edge of the explosion, it doesn't quite kill it, I don't believe. But other than that, as you can see, it literally just kills absolutely everything in sight. Oh, that's a good one. Bye-bye. Just, oh my god, that was a huge base, right? I mean, that's one that I would be a little bit cautious with going in with the tank. And it just absolutely levels it, just instantaneously. Oh, this is, oh man, talk about, this is almost, I mean, this is, without a mod, this is as close to automated combat as you can get. I just, like, I'm not even doing anything. Just chilling. Okay, these guys are a little bit, a little bit angry. Getting rid of that extra shield does hurt a bit. There we go. And I think I was starting to say and then got distracted. On stream, I changed my RSO settings a bit. There's a couple settings that you can change, like on the fly, that will affect a game already in progress. And I increased the global richness factor by a little bit. Or, well, a fair, not a lot, but a bit more than a little bit. And I also increased the size by a notch or two. Oh, don't want to get stuck on the trees. Just because, based on the amount of resources I found so far and how many we're going to need to use, I figured I might as well increase it a bit. Oh! Oh, man. Those things were following me. I was getting a little bit nervous. Let's see if we can make another pass here. I'm going to save again because I don't want to lose all that progress. Whew. That was close. Ooh, here's some more iron. I want copper. See, now I can't even find copper. So, there we go. It should affect things I haven't explored. Now, do keep in mind, I believe I mentioned this in one of the first episodes, but do keep in mind that when I first generated this map, I explored 2,000 tiles out in each direction with a command, and I had forgotten to save before I did that. So this map is actually technically explored out 2,000 each direction. I just used the command to unexplore it. Well, it's not unexplored, to fog of war it again. The chunks are already generated. So I believe we're still within that 2,000. So like this guy actually probably wasn't affected. This was already here. But the new RSO settings should affect anything outside the generated chunks. So pretty much farther than 2,000 tiles out is what it should affect. And I mean, that's actually not that far. That's a lot of stuff. I'm going to just leave them there. They can just sit there for a little bit. It's not really near the iron patch that I'm aiming for right now. We have 3 nukes left. I mean, these things are pretty effective. Like, they're a lot more effective than even, like, uranium ammo, right? Because, I mean, I've used a fair bit. I don't think I took all of them. I think I've used, like, 12 or 15. But, okay, I'm going to use one here just because I don't want to run in those trees. That is an obvious death trap. I mean, these lasers do a fair bit of damage to these behemoths, even. So I can see a potential strategy of just having like my combat suit with maybe 2 exoskeletons, like 2 or 3 fusion reactors, batteries, like 1 or 2 shield Mark IIs, and then just fill the rest of it with laser defenses. But anyway, you know, these things are pretty efficient. You know, I've leveled like, I don't know, probably like 150 spawners at this point. Maybe not that much, maybe 100. With just like 12 or 15 of these, it would have taken me probably like 2 stacks of ammo to kill this stuff, and I may have died in the process or gotten close. And we're going to use our last nuke. I see something here. I don't know if that's a worm or part of a base. Well, we're going to use our last nuke to get this patch ready. There we go. It's already. It's already to mine. There we go. We're set. So I think that's going to conclude it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is something new. I mean, this is something that'll never get old to me. I'm not obviously going to do this all the time because it would get boring at some point to watch, I'd imagine, because you're not the one, you know, pulling the trigger. But yeah, so this iron patch will be ready to tap into. This will be, of course, for the main base, and I'm thinking this far out. Now here I continue my 2-lane rail because I was kind of in a rush to get oil, but I'm thinking this far out, I'm probably going to start using my 4-lane system just because we will want that. And, well, maybe. Because, I mean, all this is going to go away on the mega base. Like, I mean, this base, we're going to tear all this up. This is all going to be gone. So, we're going to tear up the rail anyway. It probably would be fine just to do a 2-way system for this, potentially. And I should clear these guys. Like, I think... Oh, yeah. Like, over here. These are the guys that are aggroing on this constantly. So I'll need to do another couple nuke runs. But anyway, guys, I believe that's going to do it for now. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Would love to hear any thoughts you have down in the comments. As always, if you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like for the nukes. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.